So, Microsoft looks like they might be creating their own app store. Now, this is going to be a direct competitor to Apple's App Store and the Google Play Store, where they would just exclusively release things that are made by their own company. Whether that is games, applications, services, kind of how what they have with the Microsoft Store on Windows. It would be the same concept for their mobile devices. Now, most likely, if they did release this would be only on their upcoming mobile phones, which would be the Surface Duo 3. Now, this interests me in a lot of ways. The reason why this interests me a lot, number one, is that this is, of course, based on the article, revolved around really gaming. Phil Spencer, the head of Xbox, is the one who really is helping working on this. And this is around, making the gaming performance the best ever on Windows-type devices. Which could be what we see with the Surface Duo 3 in the direction it heads. If it has its own custom, Microsoft store in a way on the Duo 3 and is actually customized and is really, worked on, where the Duo 3 becomes this ultimate gaming type foldable device, maybe it works out, maybe it's successful. And again, like I said, if Microsoft could really home in and say, listen, if you want to get our custom applications, our custom games, that could really spark a difference from them to Samsung or them to Apple. So instead of it being like, well, what's different between the Surface Duo 3 and the Z Fold 4 and the Oppo Find N2? Well, the Surface Duo 3 has its own custom app store where the games are really, made and supported for the Duo 3, and there are exclusive titles on there you cannot get on the other two devices. That could work out very well. Right now, at this moment in time, if you have a Duo 2, you have a Galaxy Z Fold 4, or you have a Oppo Find N2, you can get every single application, game, service on all three devices. If Microsoft made it more exclusive, kind of like how Xbox has exclusive titles, PlayStation has exclusive titles too. If they can make it more exclusive where you have to get a Surface Duo 3 in order to get certain applications, that could be a selling point for this device, and also a way for them to home in a little bit instead of having a gigantic gymnasium of problems. They can home into, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to work on this app store, make sure it's perfect. Make all these applications dedicated and work on the Surface Duo 3, right? Then, once you get that all figured out, now you can work on software, you can work on other things, because you have all that already mastered and, planned out. So this could be a really positive thing in the end for Microsoft. Again, like I said, based on what they have said in this article, this is supposed to be really just based around, it's supposed to be based around for gaming. And again, this is not just the Duo 3 that's going to get this. It's also all Microsoft products. So whether you have a Duo 3, a Surface Pro, a tablet from Microsoft, whatever, you're going to get this whole entire app store. I like it. I really do. And again, like I said, this is why Microsoft, the Xbox, and the PlayStation were so successful for so freaking long, was because if you want to get Uncharted, you're not getting Uncharted on Xbox. Tell you that now. You're not getting MLB The Show on Xbox. You gotta go to PlayStation and want those titles. You want Halo? You gotta go to Xbox. You can't buy Halo on PlayStation. When you create this diversification in the market, it becomes less of, your product, it becomes less on paper what product is better, and now more about, okay, what do I want as a consumer? Do I want this certain application or this certain game? Do I want, be able to do this, this, and this? Instead of saying, I can do everything I want to do on this device, and they're pretty much even, for the most part, nothing's different. Now it's about, okay, these devices have their own benefits in a way depending on what I want to do. That's a really big feature slash W for the Microsoft Surface Duo 3 if they continue to work on this. And again, I gotta say this because Microsoft, they get this to work correctly. That's the biggest kicker in the room here. The biggest kicker is getting this to actually work and not be a problem and not be glitchy or not be broken and not be something where we talk about in, you know, a year from now where it's absolutely a mess, right? So at least keep this up in the aspect of don't be stupid. Don't make this and it become like a joke in a way for the Surface Duo 3. And if you're gonna make this and make this work, Microsoft, okay? I hate to say that because like this is a multi-billion-dollar company, but how many times, as of recently, pretty much, too, the last 2-3 years, have we said, you know, like, oh, this is a great idea, and then Microsoft just fumbles the bag. They did it with the Surface Duo 1, Surface Duo 2. You know, it's almost to a point where, and I'll be honest, it's almost comical. It's almost comical how ridiculous this company can get when it comes to messing up in certain categories. But you know what? This is the benefit of the doubt here. This is where they take the W and finally, you know, make this work. So Duo 3 could be successful if you do, you know, again, keep it the different competition here. Make it special to the Duo 3. Guys, tell me down below your thoughts and opinions. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.